All right, let's start with a live look outside this morning over Golden from our camera there atop of Lookout Mountain right now. Clouds are moving out. We're finally seeing those blue skies and that sunshine, but we are in for some cooler weather to start out your week. And with that, some severe storms as well. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us. I'm Jordan Chavez.
And I'm Lawrence Capiti filling in for Corey Rose. Let's send things on over to Weather Impact meteorologist Jaden Knowles. Jaden, some relief from all that heat this weekend.
Finally, yes, finally some relief over the weekend. Today, due to that cold front that we saw late last night into early parts of this morning, you can see current temperatures already in the upper 50s as well as the low 60s. DIA, you're at 54 degrees. So yeah, big change because yesterday morning we was around 70 degrees already early on. So if you're heading out the door, maybe going on a nice jog or even heading out to work, temperatures are perfect for those conditions so far. Current temperatures across the state, you can see much cooler, and we're going to be much cooler as well as we head into the afternoon hours. We're not going to warm up too much. Visibility was pretty low, especially down towards Wilkerson Pass. You can see it has now cleared up, thank goodness, especially as we head into the afternoon hours. Might even start to see a little bit more sunshine before storm chances will start to ramp up, mainly after 4 p.m. So once again, your running forecast, beautiful conditions early on, but then as we head into around 4 p.m., that's when we are expecting those storms to start to develop, especially as we head into the evening hours. So that's what we're tracking. We're going to talk about your timing, the details, as well as the rest of the week in my full forecast. And so far, Erica, I think the roads are doing fairly okay, right?
It's been, on and off, Jaden. It's that time of the morning, 7:02, where we begin to see a lot more volume out here, but it's not been significant as far as crashes and major delays. So right now, a live look at I-25 from our CDOT camera. Northbound lanes headed toward us at Park Avenue 38. Southbound lanes a lot more congested, which is very normal for this time of the morning. Let's take you over now to our map and run through what we have going on. So we do have a crash eastbound I-70 right around Peoria Street, approaching Peoria. That's why we have delays to about 270 and I-70. As far as other issues go, leaving the airport, southbound or outbound Pena Boulevard between Tower and 56, we've got some road work, so a little bit of change in color there. 10-minute backup for us right now for your westbound I-70 drive between E470 and 76. And then really not terrible on southbound 225. We're looking at a 4-minute slowdown. Should be a lot slower along this area this time of the morning, but really just after Parker Road approaching Yosemite, only about a 4-minute delay.
All right, Erica, thank you. Well, following the U.S. airstrikes against 3 Iranian nuclear sites, the State Department is issuing a worldwide security alert. The State Department is advising Americans to take caution, especially if they are traveling overseas. Officials say the ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran is disrupting air travel across the Middle East, and they're also warning about possible protests targeting Americans and U.S. interests abroad. Now, as that conflict in the Middle East escalates, one Coloradan who came to the U.S. from Iran is continuing his weekly protest advocating for peace.
9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez joins us live in studio following this morning. Good morning, Brianna.
Hey, good morning, guys. So 75-year-old Rashawn Kiani started his weekend tradition outside of the state capitol more than 4 years ago. He says he's protesting human rights abuse in Iran and warning against the consequences of war. His weekend demonstrations often include signs and personal conversations with people that walk by. Kiani left Iran in 1978. He came to the U.S. to pursue higher education and planned to return, but with the rise of the Islamic regime, he stayed. Kiani hasn't been back in nearly 5 decades, fearing for his life. His protests continued this past weekend following the U.S. airstrikes targeting Iran's nuclear sites. The operation has raised concerns of retaliation from Iran.
I'm not supporting the war. I'm here for education. I am against the war because it's gonna violence after violence, and that is not gonna help the unity for the people.
The strike, Kiani worries about the long-term effects. Jewish Colorado shared a statement on social media saying, in part, Jewish Federations of North America applaud the decisive and historic action that was taken. We would not be prouder to have the United States join together with this state of Israel. For now, I'm in the studio. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
Brianna, thank you so much. We will, of course, continue to follow the latest on the conflict in Iran and the local reactions here in Colorado. You can stay up to date with us by downloading the 9 News Plus app, watch on your TV, download on your TV, watch for free. You can also download the 9 News app on your phone.
Well, Americans could start paying more at the gas pump after the U.S. military strike on Iran. Oil prices surged late last night. U.S. oil futures jumped 3.6% to about $76 a barrel. Some experts predict that oil prices could go even higher, perhaps as high as $80 a barrel. Oil has not traded that high since last January and has largely stayed between $60 and $75 a barrel. That has helped lower gas prices to under $3 a gallon for many Americans, but experts predict those prices will likely rise and that will reignite inflation across the country.
The Senate is expected to hold a test vote this week on President Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. It's unclear if the U.S. military attack on Iran will change those plans. The bill would extend Trump's tax cuts he signed into law during his first term and provide more money for defense and border security. But the spending plan also would make deep cuts in federal spending and some changes to Medicaid. The Senate is expected to debate the bill once it comes to the floor. That could happen by midweek.
The U.S. Supreme Court is preparing to release some final opinions this week. The pending rulings could have profound implications for the Trump administration, the First Amendment, and millions of Americans. The outstanding cases include major decisions on birthright citizenship, LGBTQ+ books in schools, Planned Parenthood funding, access to porn sites, and more. The court is expected to release opinions Thursday, and it will need at least one other day and possibly several more to finish its work.
Dozens of health insurance companies have committed to making it easier for patients to get the appropriate care. According to a news release, participating insurers will take action to streamline the pre-approval process known as prior authorization. The insurers have also agreed to cut down the scope of claims subject to pre-approval, as well as ensure that plans honor existing prior authorizations for 90 days for patients who change carriers. The goal is for the new framework to be in place by the start of 2027. Insurers that have signed on to the commitment include United Healthcare, Aetna, Cigna, Humana, Elevance Health, Kaiser Permanente, and dozens of Blue Cross Blue Shield plans. The measures apply to Americans with commercial, Medicare Advantage, and Medicaid managed care coverage.
New signs at national parks across the country have some fearing that this could lead to whitewashing. What those signs are asking visitors to do.
Tourism season is heating up in the Colorado High Country, and the impact of fewer people working on these public lands could soon be felt. The Trump administration has cut thousands of Forest Service workers nationwide, including on the White River National Forest, where the former supervisor agreed to an early retirement buyout earlier this year.
I think short-term people are going to see the lack of presence, and then as the summer goes along, I think you're going to see trails that are, poorly maintained, bathrooms that are dirty.
Tonight on 9 News at 9 and 10.